Is this a letter?
Hey, did you hear about our next stop? It's a world called Penacony. I hear it's a beautiful, dreamy place. I'm so excited. But Pom-Pom said the banquet we were invited to is still a little ways off. What can I do to pass the time? Huh? Is that my phone? Must be the group chat. That Don Hung. Let's go to his room and talk to him. Branya just sent all of us a message. Did you see it yet?
Yes, I saw it.
Then why didn't you reply?
I'm sorry. I'm just not in the mood for...
Don, I'm the one who should be sorry. I was being too pushy.
No thanks. It's great that Belobog is able to host a celebration.
Okay, rest up. You're not allowed... He won't budge, huh? Pity. He's gonna miss out. We never get... Don't get yourself all worked up. If Eurillo 6 is strong... if only Himeko could... maybe not. He's still wheezing from the trouble we got. At his age, he might not appreciate... Why don't we go ask Himeko to tag along? You've been on the Express for a while now, but you've never gone on a trip with Himeko before, right?
Hey, March. That's a big smile on your face. What's the good...
Himeko! There's a celebration coming up on Eurillo 6, organized by the Supreme Guard. Don Hung won't be going anywhere for a while. He's still... I mean, considering how you helped us out with Cocolia, I'm sure
so that thanks for the invite, but I'm afraid my hands are full right now. Make the most of the festivities. You've earned it. You two and Don Hung did help save Eurillo 6 after all.
Navigators really do have their plates full, huh? Seems like... Let me go pack some stuff for the trip first. Come and find me when you're ready to set off. So, what do you think about my new dress? Pretty neat, right? It's been sitting in my wardrobe collecting dust for far too long. But now, this kind of event doesn't come around every day. Why shouldn't I dress for the occasion? You're not really gonna wear that same old outfit, are you? Let's just pretend I never said anything. As long as... Pajamas, hot water... Wow, that was fast. Don't you? Huh, you do seem to travel light. I was just taking... I wouldn't call it livable just yet. But things are looking up. Ready to go? Bella...
Galabar. 700 years. It's never too late to pick up the tab.
Oh, brr! How do people living in all this snow celebrate anything? Oh, one thing's for sure, though. Where there's a celebration, there's bound to be food, right? Oh, wait a sec. That person over there, that doesn't look like a Silvermane Guard uniform. All in black. Surely... That's what I'd like to know. If they're here to look for Findy, there's only one way to find out. Hi! Do you work for the Interastral Peace Corporation? Or are you just...
Boss, encounter with 2 unknowns. Want me to take them out? Over.
Take a sec.
Take them out? Just hang tight for a second. I'm on my way. Don't... Glad to make your acquaintance. I'm Topaz, an investment expert from the Interastral Peace Corporation. I'm here on Eurilla 6 for a special business assignment. You'll have to forgive my colleague here. People skills aren't his strong suit. Please don't...
Phew! You scared the life out of me! We're here for the celebrations. We're not... Oh, right. We should probably introduce ourselves. I'm March 7th, a passenger of the Astral Express. You may have heard of it? And this is my friend and...
No kidding. I could tell you weren't locals from a mile away, but I didn't expect to run into 2 nameless here. Fate is such a curious... I heard that Eurilla 6 only stepped out of the Stellaron's shadow thanks to the direct intervention of the Trailblazers. Surely, you 2 aren't...
So humble all of a sudden, huh? Are you feeling all right? Should I...
I never imagined I'd run into living legends here. Must be your lucky day, huh, Numby?
Wow, Miss Topaz. You're really young for an IPC executive.
More good luck, I suppose. But it's not as cushy as you think. Scurrying from one side of the galaxy to the other.
Huh. Your job sounds pretty similar to the Express cruise. Oh, Branya moves fast. The crisis is only just over and she's already opened talk.
These talks aren't exactly what you might expect. But I have to agree. The Supreme Guardian definitely knows how to govern a city. Miss March, you said you were on your way to Belobog festivities, right?
Don't be sorry. It's not like we're in a rush. Want to come to the city with us? The snow plains are...
Thanks for the concern, but I'll manage. It's my first time on this world. I'd like to take it in its vast, iconic snowscape. Who knows? Maybe we'll cross paths again during the celebrations. Oh, here's my contact information.
Wow, I actually managed to get an IPC executive's phone number. Me too.
You two make a cute pair. Anyway.
The universe is huge. Yet we somehow stumbled onto the... Come on, let's head into the city. Wow, there are people everywhere. Are you sure we're in Belobog? Hang on a sec. Isn't that Wallace up ahead? Looks like he's finally made some friends. I wonder what they're talking about. Hey, quick! Serval's about to start singing! Please get your autograph?
You know it.
Norbert, why don't you tell everyone how you were released from jail so quickly? Selling cultural relics and
Well, it was all thanks to my uncle. You know.
Ah, I remember. Your uncle is Minister Knoll. He heads up the Department of Transport. You're shameless, Norbert. Not to be rude, but if I were thrown in jail, I would...
Do you think I wanted to? Get off my back, will you? I had to deal with hardened criminals in jail.
Looks like things are getting heated. And
Woo! Thanks, everyone! Hope you're ready for a great show! Let's get started!
Heartbeats will shake me.
So rules.
For me.
Ta-da!
It's you two. The Supreme Guardian mentioned there'd be mystery guests attending the Soulworm celebrations. But I hope you had a smooth journey. I should have dispatched Silverman.
Aw, it's fine. You really don't have to
Understood. I hope you both... Please make sure you keep your personal belongings safe. Pickpockets...
Got it. We'll get out.
Bye for now.
Ah, phew. Who'd have thought just taking a say? I think we should probably pay Branya a visit. After all, or we...
I understand the difficulties that this world is facing, Supreme Guardian. Belobog's current financial burden cannot be pinned on you, nor anyone else for that matter. However, objectively speaking, since Belobog has existed as an independent entity to this day, its debt cannot simply be written off. Oh, it looks like we have some visitors.
Branya! And Topaz? You're here too? I guess you've already started your business talks. We'll get out of your way if...
It's no bother. We've pretty much wrapped things up already anyway. Please consider my plans carefully, Supreme Guardian. If Eurilo 6 wants to rebuild its connections with the rest of the galaxy, your credit record with the IPC will...
You've made yourself clear, Miss Topaz.
Naturally. However, while you're deliberating, my colleagues will need to carry out some operations in Belobog. I hope that your subjects in the underworld are Come on. I'm sorry our business got in the way of a reunion with old friends. I'll get out of your way.
Is everything all right, Branya? I didn't know Miss Topaz was so...
It's good to see you two again. Welcome back to Belobog. I planned a special reception, but I had to deal with an unexpected guest. There's no need to keep either of you in the dark. To tell the truth, I have too much weight. Since you've already made her acquaintance, I'm sure you've heard pieces of Belobog's history the first time you visited. The Legion's invasion 700 years ago, how the Stellaron brought about the Eternal Freeze. It seems that much of Belobog's history from that time was buried deep beneath the snow. Those memories were lost and weren't... Topaz shared with me the story of the Stellaron's descent upon Yarillo 6. How the original outsiders stationed here foresaw the impending disaster and chose to leave in large numbers. Among those outsiders were several investors from the Interastral Peace Corporation. Before they departed, they did something noteworthy. They sought out architects who refused to leave, those who insisted on defending their homes. The IPC provided these architects with significant funds to aid them against the coming disaster. It was with those funds that Belobog was able to construct its immense walls. Even the initial funding for the development of the first batch of automatons was drawn.
Wow, that's a pretty incredible story. So...
Yes.
That's ridiculous! And what's with the timing? What took them so long to get here? If it wasn't for us eliminating the Stellaron, they'd have...
According to her account, the repayment period agreed upon by the architects and the IPC investors was 280 years. However, less than a century after the loan was taken out, the connection between Yarillo 6 and the rest of the galaxy was completely severed. The IPC deemed that the disaster had caused irreparable damage, and that there was no civilization left to reclaim the debt from. It wasn't until the Stellaron crisis was resolved that the IPC discovered that Belobog had survived.
And that's when they sent Topaz over...
And the interest. The debt owed is an astronomical amount. I don't even know how to read such a long string. Before you both arrived, Topaz warned me that if the payments were delayed,
Oh, I had no idea things were like this. Here I was thinking Yeah, we have to help Branya out. The IPC is too big and powerful.
You seem to have a deeper knowledge of the Interastral Peace Corporation than I do. But if the records are accurate, and they truly have a presence... I'm glad you're both here. Now, I must ask you and the Astral Express for help. Do you think you could persuade Topaz?
Have no fear, Branya. When a friend's in need, the name... I don't think we're at that stage yet. With your silver tongue, I'm sure we'll make...
Thank you so much, both of you. While you're out looking for Topaz, I'll see if I can think of a strategy to deal with the situation.
Oh, hey! I just remembered. Topaz... We might as well just be direct and ask her where she is. Okay, got it. We better think...
it's you two again. This is the third time today we've run into each other. Oh, did my smart reply function tell you where I was? It's a system developed by the... What do you make of this painting? I'm no expert, but just from the artist's... It portrays a certain kind of sorrow, you know? It's as if the artist had condensed history into one poignant but sorrowful image. The artist... Not at all. The analysis of an aficionado. The Express has visited many worlds. I'm sure the Nameless have a... I suppose what I'm trying to say is, what I'm drawn to isn't the style in which a piece is painted, but its overall value. Its intrinsic value may only...
Sorry for crashing your artist party, but we came...
Oh? A collaboration, but...
Not exactly.
Let's walk and talk. This way. Most exhibits in this museum are of little value. But with a keen eye, it's possible to find a diamond in the rough, so to speak.
Miss Topaz, Bronya's already told us about Belobog's debt situation.
Oh. You two are closer than I expected with her. So, how can I help? Not sure in the arrangement, or...
Help me out here. You know I'm not good at...
You're so direct. I like that. I understand. From your point of view, I can see how unreasonable it appears. However, you must understand that debt collection is a big part of my job. I appreciate each case has its difficulties. But if I treated every late debtor as a special case, the galaxy's economy would come to a... The Strategic Investment Department is well versed in handling such situations. But Eurillo 6 has far exceeded the allotted repayment period. I'm afraid milder solutions aren't the order of the day. Oops, almost gave away trade secrets there, didn't I? The exhibits here are pretty ordinary. I estimate they're probably not worth much.
So you're basically saying the Belabogians must pay off their ancestors' debts.
When you think about it, it's just another part of the cycle of life.
I'm not sure it's as poetic as that.
Wow, look! Is that little critter native to Eurillo 6? It's so white and fluffy. Where can I find a live one? I suppose it probably is. That's such a shame. I absolutely adore little animals. Have you guys met Numby yet?
So, Miss Topaz, what exactly will it take for the... Bronya invested so much just to make this world a little better. And now, it feels like all of...
What do you take the IPC for, Miss March? We're just the same as Belobog's architects. We're all followers of the Preserve. No matter what solutions we propose, we will always take the welfare of the people of Belobog into consideration. Otherwise, we'd be no...
So you're saying there's nothing to...
Don't worry yourself too much. The Supreme Guardian is a wise person. But, to answer your question directly, it'd take a miracle. I'll complete the Eurillo...
This isn't going as planned.
I wouldn't waste too much energy on this matter. Why not make the most... Oh, looks like one of my colleagues is after me. My apologies, but...
So, what now? We spent ages trying to convince her and she didn't move an inch. You sure? I really don't... I guess Miss Topaz is just doing her job. And as far as the... all these vested interests, it's so hard to undo any of it. They teach this... Did someone send you a message? Huh? The IP... seriously? Topaz was just talking about taking the welfare of the people of Bella... I really did jinx us. I don't think I have... I guess complaining won't get us any...
No?
One's hexagrammatic position is always in flux. Planning is paramount.
Sela!
Hey! Am I glad to see you two here? I'm not sure how much longer we can hold out. Nobody's been seriously hurt, but a few Wildfire members got minor injuries. Fortunately for us, it seems like they were holding back. Their weapons and automatons are much stronger. You see those two in black? They've been guarding the mine entrance. They're not letting anyone in or out. Hey, just because you... What's the matter?
What's going on inside?
A few miners made it out earlier. They looked pretty panicked. They said these uninvited guests keep talking about asset evaluation, whatever that means.
Do you think Topaz is around here somewhere?
The person you're talking about. Are they in... Potaz, Pazto... Whatever her name is, she can wait. Right now, the most important thing is to free those... Hey, you two! Cat got your
You guys must be exhausted standing here all day. What's there...
You two were talking to the director in the snow plains.
So it's you! You're the one who was threatened. Do you even know who you're talking to? If your boss knows to treat us with...
I can't let you pass. My team leader said that if anyone gets through, I'll lose 6...
Team leader? You're...
Shut up! I spent 7 years on a forsaken asteroid preparing to join the IPC. I went through 17 interviews before they...
IPC? Interviews? No need to waste our breath on this idiot.
Converge and awaken!
Show no mercy.
Human creations!
Here is thunder. Is that all? Conflict is pitiless.
That...
17 rounds of interviews and the...
Let's not get ahead of... Let's set off when... Ready for action? Let's get moving.
Hello, it's Mr. Svarog, isn't it? And this cute little girl must be Clara.
Hello, miss. Are you...
I'm Topaz. I've come to have a chat with Mr. Svarog.
Clara, go inside and wait for me.
Huh? But if you have a guest, maybe I should...
She is not a guest. Neither is she a friend. Go, Clara. Everything will be fine.
So, it seems my source was right. Who'd have thought that such a strong bond could exist between a giant robot and...
You bear the insignia of the Interastral Peace Corporation. What is your motive for coming here?
Straight to the point, huh? I like your style. Eurillo 6. Are robots familiar with that term? Anyway, it refers to the planet we're currently standing on. It's about to become the property of the IPC. No one can reverse this outcome. Not you, not the Nameless, nor any power in the galaxy. I only care about one thing right now. Demonstrating to the shareholders of the IPC that Eurillo 6 can generate value. In the long run, this is a way, the only way, to ensure Belobog's long-term interests. I need your help to achieve this goal.
Long-term interests undefined. Analyzing objectives. Analysis failed. Tell me, Emissary, how do you plan to convince the IPC leadership?
That's simple. I'll show you.
This is...
Source code. Or to be more precise, source code that is able to take control. I'm sure you're familiar with this. All mechanized units manufactured in Belobog over the last 700 years utilize the underlying systems created by the IPC. The code is so refined that the engineers never saw any reason to change it. I assume you're also aware that there was once a large automaton factory in the underworld. Thousands upon thousands of automatons, enough to crush the Legion's vanguard, lay dormant within. This is my bargaining chip for negotiating with the higher-ups. I'll convince them that Eurillo, but first, I need a guide to show me where these automatons...
I understand. Your long-term interests can be defined as the survival of civilization at a macro level. What are your intentions for the people currently living here?
Their future has already been purchased. All I can do is make them accept this fact, using a relatively peaceful...
I understand.
Oh, so you're not as stubborn as the rumors suggest.
The future you speak of is beyond my computational range. But my emotional analysis indicates that you are indeed trying to find. Additionally, calculations indicate a 96.4% probability of compliance through force if I refuse to cooperate.
Your calculations are slightly... Here's to our future cooperation. If you...
Waduh.
All the miners here, huddled together.
Well, the situation here is pretty similar to when you first arrived. It's just that instead of a few thugs and broken robots...
Hey, check it out! Isn't that Topaz's little trotter over there?
What? Isn't that thing a fragmentum monster?
The IPC are all about their sci-fi sorcery, so it's not that surprising. Sounds like you two are getting along. I should have known.
Look, you guys.
Looks like they want to find their master. Let's follow them.
Help! Those people dressed dressed in black are attacking us!
Hey, I'm talking to you. What do you guys
I really don't know what it...
This place is filled with nothing.
Those cowards! I guess...
Netmark accessible. Time for a good old counter.
Will forged in ice never falters! Trifling. Show no mercy. Conflict is pitiless.
The combat report will be ready soon. Uh-huh. Looks like Numby's in a good mood.
But aren't they on the IPC side? Strange.
Look! That big guy down there. Is he the one
We'll see who's really in.
Huh? Where'd Numby go?
Wow. For something so short and stubby, surprisingly nimble. Well, guess that's that. We're on our own now. Let's keep going. Hey, you! Are you in charge around here?
The IPC is currently conducting asset evaluation work here. Local...
Don't lie to us! You seized the mine by force for your... I'm warning you. Get lost or suffer the consequences.
And who might you be? You're quite the attitude. This is our jurisdiction now. We are all powerful here. You know Topaz? Interesting. It doesn't matter. The Strategic Investment Department has no obligation to talk to anyone not related. In cases where debtors fail to repay within the set time frame, the IPC reserves the right to skip negotiations and take over all...
You know, it's funny how the rules always seem to work in your favor, don't you think? This world's been hanging...
Don't blame me. I'm simply following orders.
Save your breath, March. I never... Didn't you claim the IPC was all-powerful? Well, now's the perfect...
If I knew things were gonna get this heated, I'd have applied for overtime. Anyway, since you seem intent on settling this matter with violence, prepare.
Netmark accessible. Time for a good old counter.
Here is thunder! Show no mercy!
Will forged in ice never falters!
Netmark accessible. Time for a good old counter.
Conflict is pitiless! Is that
Will forged in ice never falters!
Is that all? Here is thunder! Is that all?
Ready for another?
Netmarker Festival! Time for a good old counter!
Show no mercy.
And return! Conflict is pitiless. Trifling. Will forged in ice never falters. Here is thunder. I underestimated you.
Ready for another? Netmarker Festival! Time for a good old counter!
Trifling.
Show no mercy.
Conflict is pitiless.
Will forged in ice never falters. Is that all?
And return!
Netmarker Festival! Time for a good old counter!
Here is thunder. I underestimated you. Conflict is pitiless.
Show no mercy.
Ready for another? Netmarker Festival! Time for a good old counter!
Heal. Will forged in ice never falters.
Here is thunder.
Netmarker Festival! Time for a good old counter!
Will forged in ice never falters.
Conflict is pitiless.
Heal.
Ready for another?
And return! Here is thunder.
Show no mercy.
Trifling.
Will forged in ice never falters.
Conflict is pitiless.
Netmarker Festival! Time for a good old counter!
Who are you people? Not even our tech could take you down.
We took down the Doomsday Beast, the Stellaron, and Fantilia. Did you really think...
Darn it.
Sir, we've just received word from the Director.
Director Token.
Teams are not to disrupt the lives of local inhabitants during the asset evaluation period. Teams that violate this directive will have their year-end bonuses reduced by 60%!
60%? We're done for. Intentional personnel. Evacuate the mine immediately. Erase all traces of your presence.
So, are we we all good here?
Yeah. Judging by the look, so, who is this Topaz anyway? She seems to have no problem.
It's a long...
Why did this mess have to happen so close?
Oh, looks like we've got a message. I get the feeling Bronya's worried about something. Are you coming with us?
Go on without me. I still have stuff. Bronya message.
Got it, Zila. Come on.
These guys don't look pleased to see us.
By order of the Supreme Guardian, proceed no further, Miss Topaz.
Belobog might be in arrears, but I'm out of pocket. See you later, Captain.
Welcome back. I appreciate your help more than I can express. It couldn't have been easy running all over the city.
That's what friends are for, Bronya. You don't sound like yourself. Is something wrong?
I'm fine. I haven't rested in a while. There's just too much happening all at once. Perhaps, but the IPC won't wait for me to catch up. They're moving quickly. Belobog is crawling with their agents. All they talk about is asset evaluation. The silver lining is that apart from the mine incident you mentioned, there haven't been any major conflicts in other areas. I suppose Topaz must have issued an order against harassing the city. Still, that hasn't stopped panic from building. People are confused. They don't know where these strangers in black came from, nor what their intentions are.
Did you manage to get in touch with Topaz again?
That's the reason I asked for you to come here. Look.
It's...
the contract Topaz sent to me a little while ago. There's a handwritten letter. Please, take a look at the contents. And then tell...
Miss Bronya, if you'll permit me to call you that. I'd like to share a story. In your eyes, the IPC may seem heartless or cruel. But in reality, we all have a story to tell. As for myself, I was born on a small, unremarkable planet at the edge of the galaxy. My home planet was extremely resource poor. To survive, people worked laboriously, manufacturing products for other civilizations, and given these circumstances, the natural environment of my home planet became increasingly harsh. I don't recall the exact moment when it happened, but people started wearing respirators just to walk down. My home was facing its demise. The relatively wealthy chose interstellar migration and started anew. The majority who stayed could only struggle. Finally, one fateful day, the IPC arrived on my home planet. They had the technology to repair our planet's damaged environment. In return for their help, they asked 2 years after signing the contract. The dark clouds and haze disappeared, and people began to take off their masks. After 3 years, vegetation, and when I was finally old enough, I officially became a member of the Strategic Investment Department. I witnessed the changes that took place on my homeworld, and was determined to bring. I am writing to you, Miss Branya. With the I know freedom is precious to people. But in reality, how many generations of Belabogians will it take to embrace the stars again without assistance? Who can guarantee that every future Guardian will be as prudent and enlightened as you? I have already negotiated the best possible deal for you. Once you sign this contract, all of Belabog's debts will be forgiven. In addition, I can understand that for you, this is an extremely difficult, but because of this, I believe that you will.
Her words do sound quite sincere. What do you make of it?
I agree. But it struck me as an honest letter. I found the contents quite moving. It's hard to imagine. In any case, she wasn't wrong when she said this would be an extremely this planet's fate. The civilization it carries, everything that's happened here and everything that will happen, it all rests in my hands. This definitely can't, and shouldn't, be a decision made by me alone.
I trust her judgment. What if this decision is too much for one person? The impact of this choice could haunt Branya.
Topaz hasn't given me much time to consider. I wanted to put it to a vote, and let all the citizens of both the Overworld and the Underworld have. I'll convene the Klapoth Fort architects immediately to discuss the contract. As for the locals, I'd like you to gauge their stance on the matter. The people of Belabog hold both of you in high regard. They'll most certainly be willing to tell you their thoughts. Yes, we've
got your back. We failed to convince.
Thank you, March. I'll assemble the ministers. Let's meet up here again later.
All right. If we want to make an informed decision, we need to hear from both the Overworld and the Underworld, right?
You know what I mean.
Well, look who we have here! You and Mark. Uh-oh, sounds like something serious is... What? How is that possible?
Serval, we're racing against the...
It's okay. I've thought it through.
What? Hold on, are you serious?
Surprised? Signing this contract would mean we no longer have to worry about surviving. For most of the residents here, especially those in the Underworld, that would be. As for working for the company, people need to work no matter where they are, right? If the IPC tries to take too many liberties, we can always rise up. You know, I've always longed for the stars since I was a child, which is why I devoted myself to science and the studying of the Stellaron. If someone told me that I could...
I see. Thanks for your input.
We meet again. Uh-oh. That look on your face tells me something's... sounds serious. Really?
I wish it were made up. We don't have much time, Pela. Branya wants...
Wait. You're telling me I have to make this huge decision on the... Okay. If it were up to me, I'd... I've looked at some of the climate reports, and based on the data I've seen, it'll take 3 or 4 more generations for the snow to completely subside. And that's assuming no other disasters occur. I care more about those in the present than the future. If the IPC is able to bring about immediate change, building a better world for future generations sounds great, right? But is it any fun for the end?
I see. So, compared to a distant and uncertain future, thanks for your input.
Is that the Trailblazers? It's been a while. I didn't think you'd be back in Belobog so soon. It's been pretty hectic in the city lately. All these people dressed in black suddenly showed up, and even the Silvermane guards have had... You need my opinion? So that's who they are. The Madam Guardian must be under a lot of pressure. Is there
We're here to gather everyone's opinion on the matter. I know this is a little sudden, but we're running...
Why, I'd refuse the contract, of course. Just look at them. Arrogant, stomping around here as if they own the place. How can such... Faced with this sort of coercion? We must resist them with all our... You must warn the Madam Guardian not to allow herself to fall...
A soldier's perspective is always best. Thanks for your input. I'll make a note of... Did we miss anyone in the overworld? I think we asked just from what I've gathered. It seems like most people in the overworld...
Do you need me to formulate the next plan?
None other than the saviors of Belobog. To what do I owe the pleasure? But I can tell by the look on your faces. Let me guess. Something to do with these Well, ask away. It just so happens I'm curious. I see. That's a tricky situation, all right. A lot for it.
Mr. Oleg, out of all the people we know in Belobog, you have the most life experience.
Want to hear the truth? I'm afraid great ambitions and lofty If this IPC does indeed possess the magical power to restore Belobog back to its have you considered the opposite? What about if we refuse? The reconstruction plan already sounds like an endless and what worries me the most is how Lady Bronya will handle the backlash from her people. Will she be able to withstand the criticism? Is she...
I think so too, but... Could you imagine having to hear name? Thank you for your thoughts, Mr. Oleg.
What brings you two to the underworld? Seems a little out of the blue, but since you came... That is a lot of information to take in.
No stress, Nat.
I've thought about it, and... Well, if I won't deny the offer on the table is a very tempting one. And if we refuse, Belobog will not only have the burden of a huge... But even so, a quote I read back in school came to me just now. Those who are willing to give up living in the underworld has taught me that this phrase is true. I'd rather trek through the frigid snow...
Wow. That's another vote for the against pile. Thanks for your...
Miss March, Big Brother, what brings you to the underworld?
Hey there, Clara. Is Svarog not around?
Mr. Svarog went out for a walk with a lady called Topaz.
What? Topaz? Do you know where they went?
I'm not sure, but Mr. Svarog promised he'd be back soon.
What now? Svarog's super logical. We should definitely get his opinion. True. Don Hung's always saying,
Huh? Miss March.
It's alright, Clara. Nope.
I think if we have a choice for the because when I was playing with Hook, the mole, everyone has different dreams. If we accept Miss Topaz's offer, just taking away people's dreams like that.
You're right. Children see just the thought of our lives being predestined from birth makes. Thanks, Clara. Your thoughts. All that running around. So, the votes are completely even. I don't know what to do. Oh, right! She's probably still in the Great Mine helping the mine.
Back so soon? Any news? Are you feeling all right? You look a little uneasy. Important matter, huh? I can tell from your tone that this isn't gonna be a lighthearted chat. But I'm ready to hear it. I think I get it. At first, I thought it was just a few IPC ruffians overstepping their boundaries.
Yeah, you didn't think the future of Belobog was at stake, right?
Right. I need a little time to process this.
As it stands, the votes are even. Your opinion will make all the difference.
In that case, I abstain.
What?
I've thought about it. This responsibility rests on Bronya's shoulders, not mine. No matter the choice she makes, she has far greater foresight than I do. She can see the bigger picture more clearly than I can. The vote is tied. If I were to give you my view, it would tip the scales and possibly impact her final choice. I'll respect whatever decision she makes, but it's not my place to make it for her.
Understood, Zila. This is a difficult decision to make, and everyone feels differently about it. It's times like these that a leader must stand up and do what's needed.
Right. It's Bronya's decision. She knows what's at stake. She won't run away from her duty. I trust her wholeheartedly. If she asks you, just let her know my reasoning. She'll understand.
Well, it's all in Bronya's hands now. Right? I'm glad Belobog has someone like her in charge. The time has come. Let's go fill her in. I'm curious to see how she's handling those Klapoth ministers.
me to formulate the next plan.
Whoa, the fort's packed! I've never seen this many people here before. Oh, jeez, I can barely eat.
March, you're back. So, what's the verdict? What do the people think?
We talked to people in both the overworld and the underworld. The final result was a tie.
I see. I suppose everyone has their own way of seeing things. I can't say I'm surprised. What was Zila's perspective on the matter? I should have known. That sounds like Zila, all right.
Did you come to a conclusion with the ministers? Oh, it's so loud I can't tell what anyone's saying.
It's pretty much the same situation here. Neither party is willing to compromise. The time has come to make a decision. This chaos cannot be allowed to continue any longer.
How could you
Enough! All of you! I know what to do.
Wait! I have something to say to the Supreme Guardian.
But aren't you?
Himeko? Wait, is that the real you or a hologram?
It's the real me, March. Real as they come.
Miss Himeko, from the Astral Express? It's an honor. Thank you for all your help in our previous campaign. Things might have turned out differently without your support. If we had known of your arrival beforehand, the architects would have given you a proper welcome. I'm afraid the current circumstances are quite...
I understand, Miss Rania. No need to explain. Your city is facing immense difficulties. My intention is simply to ensure that you have all the relevant... The life of a navigator is a busy one. You should be glad that I made it in time. There is some important information that I must pass on to you, Supreme Guardian. It is my hope that it will better equip you to make a wise and informed decision.
Information? Please.
I happen to have a friend with knowledge of Topaz. What Topaz said about her home world is indeed true, which is why she believes that the IPC's takeover of Belobog, but there is one thing she intentionally left out. Not all worlds that have accepted the IPC's terms have been saved.
You mean...
Performing ecological reconstruction on a planet carries inevitable risks. According to the intel provided by my friend, the success rate for the ecological reconstruction of worlds using the IPC's tech...
Only 63% of planets succeed? That's not exactly comforting.
This is the overall average across all IPC projects. The success rate of projects personally handled by Topaz is above 80%. She's undoubtedly one of the most capable people in her field. I wanted to bring these numbers, these probabilities, to light. I think it's only fair that you know all. Ultimately, it's up to you, Supreme Guardian, to make the final call.
I understand. Thank you, Miss Himiko. Regardless of how alluring their promises may be, this contract is nothing more than a gamble.
Now that you've decided, I don't have to pretend to be impartial anymore. I think...
Astral friends, I have an idea, but I need some time to rally all the residents in the city. And then, please locate her for me. It doesn't matter where she is or what she's doing. And if the IPC is still trying to take over Belobog's assets...
Don't worry. Leave it to us. We'll find her. It won't be easy dealing with her.
Belobog's future is not for sale. And we'll never forget the friends who stood by us. Stay safe, everyone.
Shepard should be waiting for us. Here we go again. Back to our old stump.
Do you need me to formulate the next plan?
The Supreme Guardian has ready to enter Rivet. Keep your guards up.
Destination reached.
Wow, would you look at that? Huh. I never would have guessed it'd be here. But I don't see any mech or weapons. This place is completely surrounded by mountains. Surely they can't be.
Affirmative. The weapons are concealed within the towering rock formations.
No wonder we couldn't find the automaton factory. It was right under our noses all along. Wait a minute. You said these weapons have been hidden here from the very beginning? That means the architects of...
Correct. After the IPC departed from this world more than 700 years ago, no one has possessed them. The architects used the IPC blueprints to construct replica automatons. However, the overwhelming majority of the combatants, commanded by Elisa Rand, were human.
I see. The stories about this...
I would like to ask you a question too.
You're awful polite for a big...
If the IPC does not intervene, this world is doomed. Are you convinced of this conclusion beyond any doubt?
Yes. I've gone through countless case studies, and they all point to the same conclusion. On the surface, things may appear to be getting better since the Astral Express lent a helping hand. But sooner or later, the underlying problems will resurface. A looming crisis can often lie hidden beneath the...
Understood.
Understood. That's it? You don't have...
Emotional readings indicate that your response is sincere and accurate. That while my opinion on the future of this planet may differ from yours, it ultimately holds no weight. I am merely a tool, not a decision maker.
Huh. If only my colleagues had... Come on, Numby. We've got some assessing to do.
Topaz disappeared after leaving Rivet Town. In her absence, her subordinates flooded in and took over.
The IPC soldiers are well equipped. It wouldn't be wise to fight them head on. Captain, what do you have in mind?
You're right, Miss Himiko. We'll be using the automaton stealth bomb to cut.
Automaton?
I'll explain later.
Look, down there! It's the IPC!
Keep noise to a minimum, everyone. We don't want to alert the enemy to our presence. It's time to deploy the automaton stealth bomb. Are you ready? Remember, try to avoid being noticed. Remain...
Oh no! They saw—
It's all right. We prepared many backups. Are you ready? Remember, try...
Oh wow! We wiped them all out in a single explosion! That's what you call efficiency!
It's a shame we had to resort to this method, but we had no choice.
You Silvermane guards sure are a righteous bunch.
I've seen standard issue robots like these before. It's an eye.
Correct. The exterior is similar to the Grizzly. Hopefully the automaton stealth bomb will still be effective. Let me... Are you ready? Remember, try to avoid being noticed. Remain...
Woohoo! The coast is clear!
To be honest, I didn't think it would be so powerful. This is the road that Topaz took.
Let's find her.
This time, the gloves are off! Mr. Svarog? Are you alright?
Greetings, outsiders. System functions are normal. I have had no conflict. Such a result would be Topaz is ahead. She had the means to force me to comply with her order. From her perspective, the only way to preserve Belobog is by incorporating it into the IPC. While I do not agree with her viewpoint, I lack the computational power to provide. While it is unlikely, I still encourage the avoidance of any
Unlikely potential?
Don't worry, March. The Express never pursues conflict as a first means. But if it comes down to it, we won't.
Himiko's right. As long as we can look at ourselves in the mirror and know we did the... Why would Topaz come here? Is she looking for something?
It's possible. Many mysteries lurk beneath the surface of this world.
I'm with you.
I commend.
Oh, hey there, slowpokes. I was starting to think you weren't gonna show up. This lady next to Miss March looks oddly familiar.
Pleasure to meet you, Miss Topaz. I'm Himiko, the Astral Express's navigator.
Oh, wow. I remember now. The illustrious Miss Himiko. Some of my colleagues dream about meeting you. Of course! The Nameless have quite the reputation. You're following in the footsteps of the great Akavili, after all.
I'm pleased to see how well everyone's been getting along. Topaz, based on your greeting, I presume...
Of course! The deadline has already passed, but Branya still hasn't signed the contract. I think I can guess what's...
Please, don't misunderstand us, Miss Topaz. We have no intention of opposing the IPC or its board of directors. Standing idly by and watching them sign an unfair contract goes against everything the Nameless are about.
Miss Himeko, sorry for interrupting.
We needn't waste our time, March. She made her
There's no fooling the... You're absolutely right. Differing views don't necessarily mean one person is right and the other is wrong. However, to keep things moving forward...
Huh? What do you mean?
My superiors have granted me the approval I need. There are so many eager faces. Approval to launch an attack on the members of the Astral Express.
The best kept secret to getting something over the line? Always be ready to turn the tables. Go, Numby. Projects under my wing have no room for error.
Heal. Conflict is pitiless. Show no mercy.
Netmark Festival. Time for a good old counter.
Return!
Will forged in ice never falters!
Trifling. Here is thunder.
Ready for another? Netmark Festival. Time for a good old counter.
Trifling. Conflict is pitiless.
Heal. Will forged in ice never falters!
Here is thunder. Show no mercy.
Netmark Festival. Time for a good old counter.
Conflict is pitiless.
Trifling. Will forged in ice never falters! And return! Here is thunder! Show no mercy! Is that it?
Netmark accessible. Time for a good old counter.
Heal! Conflict.
Netmark accessible. Time for a good old counter.
Is that all? Will forged in ice never falters! Here is thunder! Show no mercy! Trifling. And return!
Ready for another?
Will forged in ice never falters! Conflict is hideous! Major.
Netmark accessible. Time for a good old counter.
Here is thunder!
Ready for another?
Will forged in ice never falters! Conflict is hideous! Show no mercy!
Netmark accessible. Time for a good old counter.
Is that all? Heal trifling. Will forged in ice never falters! Here is thunder!
Ready for another?
And return! Conflict is hideous!
Netmark accessible. Time for a good old counter.
Show no mercy! Will forged in ice never falters! Here is thunder!
Ready for another?
Trifling. Trifling. Conflict is hideous. Major.
Netmark accessible. Time for a good old counter.
And return! Show no mercy. Heal trifling. Will forged in ice never falters!
Not good. Netmarker Festival! Time for a good old counterattack!
Incredible. No wonder the Astral Express is so highly regarded. Finished warming up? Now it's my turn.
Stop! All of you, put down your weapons!
Branya! Oh, you're here just in time. Things were about to get out of control.
Supreme Guardian. I was starting to wonder whether you'd left the Express crew to fend for themselves.
I would never do such a thing.
More?
Yes. I think you'll understand the significance once you see it. In short, I need you.
Help you? That's interesting.
I have read your letter word for word, Miss Topaz. And your childhood experiences. Your hometown once experienced a similar catastrophe to Yorillo 6. So I can understand your. It's because of this empathy you have that I still hold out a glimmer of hope. Despite all that's happened, I hope we can still find common.
I have to admit, talking to you is always such a pleasure. I apologize for my. I admire your determination. Seeing as we've come this far,
I understand. That's why I've been taking things one step at a time. Members of the Express?
What a dismal sight. This district. Have you been here before?
Yes. This is where we put an end to it all. Kyle, sorry for the delay.
The path ahead is clear, Madam Guardian. You...
Excellent. The mountain road ahead. Let's go.
What is this place? We've never been here before, right?
We've only recently discovered this domain. Let's keep moving forward. What I want to show you is just ahead.
Look. The people of Belobog have not given up. I just want to give them a chance.
Do you two recognize that broken down machine over there?
Hey!
It's called the Engine of Creation. Miss Topaz, I know you've done a lot of research into Belobog. I was wondering if there was any information on the...
Not at all. Which is why I find it so incredible. Such a massive...
I may know the reason why. The Engine of Creation was constructed solely by the people of Belobog, without any... The project was led by the first Supreme Guardian, Alyssa Rand. While warriors fought on the front lines, the engineers worked
So what you're saying is... the Engine of Creation...
Yes, but not entirely. The Engine of Creation was commissioned for combat shortly after its completion, and played a significant role in the battles against the Legion. But Alyssa Rand had a long-term vision, one that nobody anticipated. For a long time, this feat of engineering was actually given a much grander purpose. To help the Belobogians rebuild their homeland and restore their world to its former...
Remarkable. A vision that would transcend both time and generation. Not to take away from the Supreme Guardian in front of me.
Thank you. But I didn't really do anything. All I did was bring the people of Belobog together and make them aware that our hard-earned freedom. If we want to preserve this freedom, we must act and show those who doubt us that we, Belobog, have the outcome of our mobilization speaks for itself. The children of Belobog have made their
I must say, I'll fight for this opportunity for you, Branya. I shouldn't have conflated your own circumstance. My world never had a resolute leader, so people gave up on the idea of saving themselves long ago. But yours...
Then, are you willing to retract your previous decision? As for the debt, we'll...
Unfortunately, the acquisition of Urilla 6 is a strategic decision that's been approved by the IPC's top brass. Unless...
Don't worry, Miss Topaz. Myself and all of the Nameless aboard the app...
Fantastic. That might just work. As I'll handle it.
Miss Topaz, you mentioned...
Don't worry, it's nothing I can't handle. There are more important things than type... That's unlikely. At most, they might just lower my rank and reduce my bonus a bit. But
thank you so much for all you've done. I never thought we'd drag the Express into a crisis again.
Rift? I wouldn't go that far. Also, it's me who's mostly to blame. You could say he's a special case.
I'm glad we're able to... Well, you all need some rest after everything you've been through. Miss Topaz,
I appreciate the offer, but it's been great getting to know you both. I hope we can work together again in the future. Only...
A few games of chess will while away the time.
I've been wondering, how did you figure out what was happening here on Belobog, Himeko?
Well, you know, keeping an eye on the crew is just...
March was looking forward to this. I never thought this...
In light of the events that have transpired, we will be taking your rank will be demoted from P45 to P44 with corresponding adjustment to your basic salary. All bonuses for the current cycle will be reviewed. You will need to submit an additional report regarding this incident to Diamond. If you have any objections to this penalty, you may also file...
I have...
Understood. Is there anything else? If there are no further remarks, this meeting...
You only got demoted one rank? Phew! You dodged a bullet there. Pretty big project to mess up on. Someone must be looking out for you. Ugh, this voice changer is driving me crazy.
Let me turn it off.
Aventurine, why are you still on the line?
Hey, what's with the hostility? It's not like I'm your boss. Oh, wait. I guess I am now.
Can I help you? If you've got something to say it already.
Oh, nothing important. Just checking in on you. I told you, Eurylos, in our line of work, having a kind heart can be more of a liability than an asset. If you're not careful...
Anything else?
Wait. Hold on a minute. Don't hang up. I get it. You're not in the mood for this conversation right now. Okay. While you were enjoying your playtime on Eurylos 6, Diamond was busy taking care of the head honcho of the Building Material Logistics Department. That's...
A Terravan?
That's right. The renowned Terravan. One of the 7 board members. He's throwing his support behind us instead of the Marketing Development Department for once. Diamond's been a great help to both of us. Your antics on such a crucial day can't exactly have painted the Strategic Investment Department in a good light. Since you get the point, let's get down to business. I'm currently at Pierpoint. There's a major deal that could affect the whole department.
Huh. And what prompted the mighty Aventurine to...
Penacunny.
What?
That's right. Now...
hold on a minute. Diamond picked you for this project? I was expecting someone like Opal or Obsidian to handle it. At least someone higher than rank P46.
Honestly, who knows? The family has some pretty questionable characters. If you ask me, doing business with them is a lost cause. But as we both know, the IPC does more than just business deals. Guess it's my time to shine. So, how about it? This is a rare opportunity.
I'll get back to you later. Seems like it's just one wild ride after another. I hope I made the right decision this time. The snow is mesmerizing.
Life. Life is as ephemeral as dew on a leaf, and full of worldly strife.
Forged in ice, never falters!
Conflict is pitiless!
To betray my customers, I charge extra! Is that all?
Here is thunder!
Show no mercy!
And return! Conflict is pitiless!
Is that all? Will forged in ice never falters!
Here is thunder!
Show no mercy! To betray my customers, I charge extra!
Want to try a cup of 9?
Will forged in ice never falters!
Conflict is pitiless!
Is that all?
Here is thunder! Show no mercy!
To betray my customers, I charge extra.
The dead return!
Will forged in ice never falters!
Conflict is pitiless!
To betray my customers, I charge extra.
Here is thunder! Conflict is pitiless! Show no mercy! Life is a...
To betray my customers, I charge extra. Will forged in ice never falters!
The dead return! Here is thunder!
To betray my customers, I charge extra.
Conflict is pitiless! Here is thunder! Show no mercy!
To betray my customers, I charge extra.
The dead return!
Will forged in ice never falters!
Conflict is pitiless! Life is as ephemeral as two.
To betray my customers, I charge extra.
Here is thunder! Conflict is pitiless! Show no mercy! Life is as ephemeral. Life is as ephemeral as dew on a leaf. Now full of worldly strife.